Now, tax expert Trevor Long joins me now. Trev, thank you so much for coming in. This is common, isn't it? Maybe not the amount of money in this case, but what
I think it's uncommon to hear the amount of money because people who get scammed are not willing to talk about it, which is why it's weirdly great to hear someone talking about what happened to them, because we need to normalise it. We need to normalise talking about the fact that I got scammed, and other people can learn from it, because that's what we need to take from it. We need to learn how we can each not get scammed. But
is it because people are ashamed? They feel silly?
There's absolute shame in losing hundreds of dollars, let alone tens of thousands. And a lot of people won't tell their close family about it. And that's the challenge. It's happening on a daily basis, thanks to scam texts, scam emails, and people just being in a rush and falling for these things.
Okay, so what can we do? And it's so weird because there's so much awareness now about it. We know they're everywhere, but we're still clicking on the bloody links.
I know, and look, you look at that link and that was just so blatantly obvious too, to be honest. But, you know, not clicking on links in emails and text messages is a critical thing to do. But if you feel like you're not going to be able to stop yourself, there is internet security software you can get for your phones. We talk about antivirus for computers. You can get it for your phones, which will stop you clicking those links. That's a really important thing too. You know, you've got to be prepared to take, I guess, a risk on things and not hand over banking details as well. So I think just fundamentals, never enter login information. This applies to Netflix as well. If you get a Netflix email that says you owe us money, and the next thing after clicking a link is your username and password, don't do that.
Because it's not just banks, is it? Like, they're so much broader now.
Yeah, absolutely. And often the scammers are essentially watching you do this. They've sent the message, they've got a real-time dashboard, which they would have had in this case.
No way.
And they're waiting for you to do things. And if they are on the phone to you or texting you back and forward, they're going to say it's urgent. So don't fall for that either. Nothing is that urgent. Even if you're buying a car, transferring money takes a day or two. Nothing is that urgent. So
great point.
Don't fall victim to that.
NAB Bank have done something today that might help in terms of not using links anymore, is that right?
Yeah, all the banks are trying really hard never to send links in emails. Now, what you'll start to see is references to essentially go to the app to get this information. CommBank does this as well.
Yeah, right.
So essentially, any information from, even if it's your bank or another bank, never click on the link. What you do is you log into the app, log into the website, and if they need something from you, it will be there. It will ask you for it. And frankly, if they really need you, they will call you. But let's be clear, the banks must take some responsibility here. The banks really should be able to know, why am I clearing out my account? I've got an account like her, which sits there at the end of the year ready to pay GST and stuff. If I suddenly clear that out, not to my own account or not to the ATO, the bank should ring. The bank should stop that and say, what are you doing? And they should pick up the phone. They're making billions of dollars. They should use some of that money to pick up the phone and ring people, especially the most vulnerable, and stop them from having these.
And she said that they had picked up the phone and rung her, but it still allowed the transaction to go ahead. It's mind-blowing.
That apparently, if the fraud department really did call and they didn't get their money back, I think that's outrageous.
It's bad publicity. It's worth the effort. Yeah, anyway, Trevor Long, thank you so much for your expertise as always. Really appreciate it.